الرحيم قل إنني على بينة من ربي وكذبتم به ما عندي ما تستعجلون به إن الحكم إلا لله يقص الحق وهو خير الفاصلين. Esteemed listeners and viewers, dear sisters and brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are once more at our review point, analyzing the Qur'an and the beloved Prophet Muhammad. And we left off last week where his community were not prepared to make sense out of the revelation that was lofty, that was sublime, that was enhancing, that was empowering, that was the tool par excellence missing in their lives and in their society to make them not just mere numbers or slaves to the various forces of society, but to give them a new life, a life where they could become the masters of their own destiny, where they can become the ones who fulfill their lofty dreams. But the community chose the negative path. They challenged the Prophet. And they did so many other things to the Prophet, which we hopefully will discuss today. This, in fact, is a lesson for us. Because when we are reminded with the message of Allah in an eloquent language that we do speak, with all the sense, with all the intelligence, with the challenging rhetoric, should we make excuses? Should we look for faults? Should we look for scapegoats? Of course, it is a human scenario that when people do not want to comply with the message, they look to find faults with the messenger. And you will be very fortunate if you do not do that. But generally, this is a pattern in community. And Muslim community is no exception. The moment somebody starts to deliver a message, and deliver a message in the way that it challenges the status quo, it challenges the darkness of society, the stagnation of society, the ignorance of society, the slavery of society, instead of intelligent human beings who have become doctors and lawyers and engineers and professionals in their different fields by hard work, instead of they listening to that message and set about to analyze that message rationally, intelligently, practically, if especially they do not want to do that, then they will look at the person delivering the message. They will say, oh, where does he come from? Oh, he didn't come from where we think the messenger should come from, so therefore we can consider his message. Oh, look how he dresses, or look how she dresses. And they start to make a mountain out of a molehead. The main reason is they're looking for scapegoats. They have a diversionist approach to reality. And the community of the Prophet was no exception. And to recap just the last part of last week, there were 4 challenges that the community of the Prophet put to him. Because they always believe that great changes, lofty living, sublime lifestyle, enhancing way of looking at life cannot come from ordinary human beings. And you look at the predicament today in society. Just to give you an example, the Jews are waiting for the Mahdi, the Jews are waiting for the Messiah, and the Muslims are waiting for the Mahdi. This Messiah is supposed to be somebody extraordinary, not a normal human being. This Mahdi is supposed to be somebody extraordinary. Why? Because these people have suffered from the same diseases that the pagans of the time of the Prophet suffered from. They do not see human beings as capable of leading the revolution, for the revival, for the upliftment, for the enhancement, for the emancipation of society. And when we do that, we do not look at life analytically. Because if we look at life analytically, we would look at one another to learn from one another. We would look at one another to learn from our mistakes, so we do not make it. And we look at one another and look at the good points, the lofty examples, no matter from whom it comes from, and says, yes, this is what I need to do. But when people have lost the belief, as we use the expression, the conviction, the realization of the divine fact that Allah does not send ghosts and demons and spirits and aliens to be guides and examples in human society, but He presents opportunities in the lives of humans like ourselves, especially those humans who decide to rise above the stagnation of their society. He presents such humans for me and you that we can look at and see the good in them and put that into our life. But that was a folly of the pagans, and it remained a folly until our times. That you have a large majority of Muslims who believe in a personality called Mahdi. Of course, the Shias are crazy over the Mahdi, but the Sunnis too swallow that pill, as we say in English. They swallow the pill of the Mahdi. They are waiting for the Mahdi to come and do what they have failed to do for themselves. The Shias, of course, claim that the Qur'an is incomplete. This Mahdi was born for a long, long time. Hundreds of years he's hiding in some cave. And of course, the so-called Sunnis, they accept that yes, this Mahdi will come and he will win the battle for the Muslims. This escapist attitude that we expect somebody else to clean up our dirty work. What Allah is telling you and me through the guidance in His Qur'an is that we should not follow the same mistakes of the people of the time of the Prophet. We should not look for anybody with any supernatural skills to bring guidance for us. You can remind me in a dynamic way of Qur'an in ways that I've never seen before. Should I be startled and amazed